Hi everyone, I hope all of you guys are doing well. So today I do not want to give you a lecture, I just want to have a casual conversation with all of you. And in this conversation, I want to bring out a few points that I have learned in the last 1 week while interacting with some UPSC aspirants. So in the last 1 or 2 weeks, I have been going to a few events that are conducted by either coaching centers or by colleges, universities, where I get to actually interact with aspirants. And I love interacting with the aspirants. And in this way, I can get to exactly understand and know where these aspirants are standing when it comes to their preparation, what are the kind of questions they have. And I was quite surprised to hear the kind of questions I heard. And I wanted to share these questions with you, these experiences with you, so that you can also, in this conversation, if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment, and I will be more than happy to answer any kind of questions you have, whether you are a college student, whether you are an aspirant who has already appeared 2-3 times, or whether you are someone who is a working professional and you are trying to crack this exam. All these three categories of people have different challenges. You are a college student, you might be facing challenges with how you want to schedule your preparation, your studies, with your college work that you have. And then obviously you have focus that I should be able to crack this exam within the first attempt itself. Now, if you are an aspirant who has already appeared 2-3 times, has not been able to get through prelims or mains, has questions about how do I qualify, sir? I have been getting marks close to the cutoff. I have not been getting marks close to the cutoff. So then you have questions on the dilemmas based around that. And then if you are a working professional, the biggest question is, sir, how do I manage my time? It is very difficult. So much I have to study. So you are always confused. So all these three type of people I have met, and I am trying to answer today in this video through this conversation some of the most fundamental questions when it comes to UPSC preparation of all these three different type of aspirants. And of course, if you are any other type of aspirants who is also preparing, tell me in the comments. I will be more than happy to answer your questions as well. Now, first of all, college students. Then I will cover the aspirants who have appeared 2-3 times, and then I will go for the professionals, working professionals, okay, in the next 10 minutes or so in this conversation. Now, as far as a college student is concerned, a college student who is in their first, second, third, fourth year, doesn't matter, who is planning to appear as soon as they graduate from college or as soon as they are eligible for UPSC preparation, they want to go ahead and appear for this exam. But one of the common things that I came across, that these UPSC aspirants who are in college, who are studying in college, are trying to finish off the syllabus and then just appear for the exam. Well, that is not the way that you want to appear for this exam. A lot of them told me, sir, I have read all the NCRTs, now I am preparing for Lakshmikant, I am preparing for the books like Nitin Singhania, etc., all the other subject books. How should I prepare for current affairs? It is hard for me during when I'm studying for for the college as well, for UPSC as well. How do I do newspaper? I'm spending 4 hours on newspaper every day. So let me tell you one thing. First of all, see, you have to put in the grunt work, you have to put in the hard work. As far as reading the newspaper is concerned, first couple of months it will take you time. It will take you 2-3 months, 2-3 hours every day, and then slowly as you realize how and what are the important topics, what are the important parts of the newspaper you should read, then you will reach the point where you are reading it in 30-40 minutes. Definitely that point will come, but you have to get to that point by working through those hard work of 2-3 hours. Of course, I have made a video and given you hints, and I have given you techniques on what to study, what not to study, but at the end of the day, even after looking at that video, you will obviously, it will speed up the process a little bit, but you have to go through that grunt work, you have to go through that hard work, and that is fine, because that is very important for UPSC, that you go through the hard work of identifying what is not important at all. Okay, so that hard work I want all of you to go through. That is very important. And I found that a lot of aspirants just want to quickly know कि क्या पढ़ लूँ, कैसे कर लूँ, what should I study, so that ऐसा नहीं होता. There is no shortcuts to success, especially in UPSC. It's a marathon. It's something that will take energy, that will take that hard work, because they're testing your critical thinking skills, they're testing the work you have put in, and all that will reflect only when you go and do this work. So, for example, reading the newspaper will take you time, and it is okay. But it is important that within 2-3 months you realize what are the important sections, what are the important pieces of news that you need to read, and what are the things you need to ignore completely. I always talk about this 80-20 rule. Only 20% of the things in the newspaper every day that are coming are important, 80% are useless. Even that is true for the syllabus. In UPSC, the 80-20 rule applies in the sense to the syllabus that there are around, not directly 80-20, but there are 40% things in UPSC syllabus, 40% topics that are much more important than the rest 60% topics. So if you focus on those 40% topics, your output is going to be greater, your chances of getting a top 100 rank is going to be better. But how to recognize that? Well, you have to study hard. I can give you hints, I will tell you, but you have to go through the process in order to get there. Alright. Now for college students, those who are facing the questions of, sir, how do I manage my time? How do I study in a way that I am able to finish everything before my college graduation? See, one of the things that I really believe is that you should not miss out on your college experience. Regardless of whatever kind of dreams you have after college, of course you work on those dreams, whether it is working in the private sector, working for you, going for UPSC, clearing UPSC, but completely focusing yourself on UPSC during your college preparation can also backfire, because what if you don't get into UPSC? Then you have nothing else that you have learned in your college days, which you can actually use in your profession, okay, later on. So it is very important that whatever college you are in, try to get the best experience, study hard, get your good grades in college, do your course properly. If you are studying engineering, if you are studying humanities, do that course properly so that you can enroll for a good master's program. And then after that, experience the college, have good friends, experience that typical college life, do extracurriculars, play some sport, and after that, the third thing is you focus on your UPSC. And even after doing these things, there will be plenty of time left for studying for UPSC. How? Well, if you can take out every day 1 hour, just 1 hour in the morning to study for UPSC in your college, and you can take out during the weekends 2 to 3 hours to study for UPSC. For 3 years, if you do this consistently from your first year or second year in college, boy, you have studied quite a lot already for UPSC. You will be covering so many things, and then 1 year you study for proper UPSC exam, you do proper preparation, you enroll in a coaching, you do everything, because now you have already built your foundation in the last 2-3 years. See, UPSC is not just an exam of these course materials. UPSC sometimes, many times, and the kind of answer questions that come in UPSC means the kind of answer you will be writing will only become enhanced, will only be beautiful, it will get extraordinary marks only when you have a very holistic knowledge of different topics. And how is that going to happen? That will only happen if you have a good knowledge, if you have studied seriously in college, if you have studied different books, if you have referred to different books. It is not going to happen by just having a tunnel vision through UPSC sources. Okay, so that's why I always say, make your college experience great, but at the same time give those couple of hours every day and more during the weekend in order to have those 2-3 years of good UPSC fundamental preparation. And then 1.5 full year you've already done this fundamental preparation. That 1.5 year you can enroll into a good coaching institute online and go through all the sources, prepare hard, like wartime, peacetime. Peacetime you were studying, you were building your foundation, and wartime now you are giving full preparation to UPSC. And apart from that, obviously your overall probability of success in UPSC will increase if you do this. But at the same time, just imagine if for some reason you are not able to appear for UPSC, you don't want to appear for UPSC after 3-4 years, then you have an option to do masters, and you have not lost out on actual things that you are doing in college. So you can actually go do a good masters preparation, enroll into a good masters, and then during the masters you can study for UPSC also. Then you will have to study, work really hard, because masters itself is going to be hard, but then you have very high chances of getting that masters also and getting into UPSC also, and that is a perfect combination. In fact, this year when meeting aspirants who qualified last year, successful UPSC aspirants, I met a few people who were smart like that. They studied during undergrad, then graduated, enrolled into a good master's program, then continued their preparation, accelerated their preparation during the last 1 year of their masters. And because they already had such a good background of studying for 2-3-4 years for UPSC, they were easily able to clear UPSC in the actual final exam. Now, that is one of the ways you want to go and actually that is one of the ways you can go ahead and prepare for UPSC. Now, in this conversation, the other thing that came about were aspirants who had already appeared 2-3 times, but for some reason had failed to get through the prelims or the mains. And the only question I asked them was, did you go back and look at why you got whatever marks you got? Let's say you got 85 marks in your prelims. Have you gone back and looked at, calculated how much you got in polity, how much you got in economy, how much you got in different sections of prelims? And if you got some less marks in answer writing, what kind of answers were you writing? Have you evaluated those? And surprisingly, most of the students, most of the aspirants told me they did not. Now, if you don't know what kind of marks you are getting in a all India such a high level exam, you don't know the breakup of your performance, how are you going to do well next time? That means you have no strategy. That means you have done nothing in order to calibrate yourself. When I appeared for the prelims for the first time, even after getting qualified, I properly went ahead and looked at the marks I was getting in polity section, economy section, science and tech, geography, etc. in order to strengthen my sections where I know if I do well, then I have high chances to qualify next time. So I knew 3 important papers for UPSC prelims are economy, environment and polity. These are the papers out of which almost 60 questions will come out of 100 questions. So I went ahead and strengthened these areas even more and more, so that in next prelims I was so sure that I will qualify for prelims, and I did. I did not even need to worry about it. So if you are a serious aspirant, qualifying for prelims should not be that tough. As long as CSAT is concerned, again the same thing. Questions in CSAT are going to come from maths also, verbal reasoning also, reading comprehension also. Figure out which areas you are strong at, and then getting 33 questions right out of 100 is not going to be a challenge at all for you. Unfortunately, students don't do that. They are focusing on, this question is very hard, this question is very hard, how will I solve it? You don't have to solve all the questions, remember that. You have to only solve questions that are coming from part of the syllabus that is most asked, that is most obvious. And if you get marks in that, then already you are above average, much beyond average, and then you will go through the cutoff. That's why it's a test of elimination, it's not a test of selection. And when it is test of elimination, you don't need to study, you need to study a little strategically to know questions are coming from where and from where I can get these marks in my bag. So do your self-analysis. Look at previous year questions, solve last 10 years questions, see where you are doing well, where you are not doing well, see where you are understanding the questions well, where you are not understanding the questions well. Do this analysis. You have to do it yourself. No one will do it for you. Some topper is not going to do it for you. Some coaching institute is definitely not going to do it for you. You have to do it yourself. I, as an IAS topper and one of the officers, I can only tell you, recommend you, do it, but you have to do it yourself. Okay, so that is important thing to keep in mind for someone who is facing a little bit of challenge in qualifying for this exam. This is my honest opinion. And the third one is working professional. As a working professional, I think it is going to be a little more tough for you, because obviously you have work and you are giving your time to the work. So the way to do it is utilize the mornings and utilize the weekends as much as possible. How do you utilize the mornings? Wake up early. If the world is waking up at 7 a.m., you wake up at 4 a.m. and you study for the 4 hours. See, for you it is tough. For you it is tougher than it was for me, because I was not a working professional when I was preparing. I did for 1.5 years, but then I took off because I knew it was getting tough. So for you it is going to be difficult from the rest of the crowd. You have to be different. You have to play a different game, and for that you have to wake up earlier than anyone else. You have to put in that work. Okay, so wake up at 4 a.m., 3 a.m. if you have to. Prepare 4 hours, study for 4 hours in the morning. 3 hours in the morning is enough. 3 hours in the morning, 4 to 7 a.m. is enough. From 7 a.m. you can do your morning chores. You can rest also another 1 hour or so, and then by 10 a.m., 9:30, 10 a.m. you can get to the office after breakfast, after everything. Do your work in the daytime. If you get any time, let's say you're traveling in metro, you're traveling in a taxi, cab, bus, try to use your YouTube or try to use your audio books to study. Okay, after that, when you get to the office, focus on office. Don't give anyone chance to complain for you. Then, if you have downtime in the office, use that also to study. Then come in the evening, try to give 1 hour. I, I will say it is very tough, but give that 1 hour. Okay, plan well and give that 1 hour. So this 4 hours in a day will take you beyond even someone who's preparing full time, because you are giving that dedication. You are giving that extraordinary hard work. You will sleep less. You will sleep, instead of 8 hours, you will sleep 7 hours. Try to sleep by 10. Wake up at 4. Try to sleep by 9:30, 10, so that you get 6.5 hours. On the weekend, you can make it up for that lost sleep. And on the weekend, try to put your rest of the things out and study for 6-7 hours at least, because that is the time when you're giving the most, the best. And rest of the time, if you study 6-7 hours during the weekend, rest of the time you can give it to other things. You have family, you have things to take care of, whatever it is. All right, it is going to be tough, but it is possible. But when you're closer, let's say you have qualified for prelims and you are feeling good about your mains preparation, try to take off from work. Try to give 2-3 months completely to your preparation, completely to your work, to your UPSC preparation. Take it off from work, and then you will have good chances to qualify. Okay, so this is the conversation I wanted to have with you all today. Motivate you, tell you that this is definitely possible, but you have to have the approach, you have to have the mindset, you have to have the approach, you have to put in the hard work. Clear out the noise that is around you. Someone is telling polity, ये पढ़ लो, कुछ पढ़ने से सभी बाद में होगा. पहले अपना माइंड सेट करो. Figure out where you are lacking, figure out what you have to do, and just do it first, and then the way will appear by itself. Okay, don't wait to start today, start well, and I am very sure that this year will be great for you. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Happy to then answer them for you. Okay, thanks, bye bye, take care.